How's this for a view? This is the High Life in Santa Fe. We're inside the Klein residence in the hills not far from the city. There are all kinds of vistas and all kinds of lifestyles in this country. A sampling now from Anthony Mason and Mark Strassman.
When the Woolworth skyscraper opened in Lower Manhattan just over a century ago, it was the tallest building in the world. Now, the neo-Gothic tower Frank Woolworth built as a temple to the five and dime is about to become condos for the 1%.
What we intend to do is to make these into 34 residential, really magnificent condominiums.
Ken Horn is president of Alchemy Properties, which is developing the top 30 floors.
Every single unit in the Woolworth building will have remarkable views of Manhattan. And there aren't that many properties in New York where the view is framed by something as spectacular as the terracotta that we have here.
What does the luxury customer who will buy in a building like this want?
The best kitchen you can imagine, the most spectacular bathrooms. There's going to be spectacular pieces of art.
The interiors of the Woolworth condominiums are being designed by Thierry Despont, who's also working on the Ritz Hotel in Paris.
Do you think it's important for your potential buyers that you have an interior designer?
Yes. Many of our buyers are going to know who Terry is.
What is an apartment in this building going to cost me?
We haven't quite determined yet.
Give me a ballpark.
We haven't quite determined yet.
What is clear is that the ultra-luxury market is booming, and the billionaires shopping for trophy apartments want brand-name architects and designers. A Russian billionaire paid $88 million for a penthouse overlooking Central Park in this building, designed by Robert A.M. Stern. The owner of the NBA's Houston Rockets reportedly paid $42 million for the penthouse of another Stern building overlooking Gramercy Park. The trend began a decade ago when apartments in two towers on New York's Perry Street were snapped up by buyers like Calvin Klein and Martha Stewart.
When Perry Street was sold, your name was kind of on the marquee.
That's right, for better or worse.
That really kind of got the apartment market going in New York.
The architect, the Pritzker Prize-winning Richard Meyer, is now working on a new high-end project on the ocean in Miami Beach.
So this is the hotel here?
Yes,
and this
is the apartment building.
Okay.
The complex is called the Surf Club.
Tell me about these apartments up here.
Well, the top floor, penthouse apartments, are 2 floors, and then you come up to the roof, and each of the penthouse has a small little cabana and swimming pool. It also has an open space which gives light down to the floor below.
It even has a personal elevator.
There's an elevator.
But you don't have to walk up.
The price, $35 million.
There's a certain branding that goes into it. Sometimes the developer asks people if they want to come to the office so I can explain to them what it is they're getting.
It's a little bit like meeting the artist of the painting.
Yes, that's right.
Meyer's firm is also working on luxury apartments in Tel Aviv, Taiwan, and Bogota, Colombia.
How in demand are you for these kinds of projects now?
Oh, not enough.
Not enough. The number of billionaires is expected to increase by nearly 40% in the next decade. And what's that doing to prices?
It's moving them up. It's moving them up because the competition for the better units is fierce.
What will that mean for the apartment at the pinnacle of the Woolworth Tower? Ken Horn says the copper-domed cupola will become a 5-story penthouse.
Almost a castle in the sky. We can't think of anything in the world that will be similar to that.
Luxury real estate was expected to rebound after the recession.
We're talking about $40, $50, $60 million apartments.
I think that's true. Of course, when we introduce our pinnacle, probably no ceiling on that one.